afternoon, Santa Cruz County Public Media. Thank you for watching us. Thank you again for another program of Border Connections. Thank you to all our followers from outside of our county, from Mexico, from Nogales, from Central America, from Spain. Mr. Bermudez, you will be amazed if you know like all of the followers that we have. And we love to thank every single one of them because that's what it's making our program, or We Love Nogales, or Santa Cruz County Public Media. So welcome everyone. Feliz Día de los Muertos. Muchas gracias también por vernos, y como repetía hace un rato, digo feliz Día de los Muertos de todo corazón y con de todas las raíces mexicanas de nosotros, porque es un día muy bonito para recordar a nuestros seres queridos, a nuestras almas que regresan este día, que regresaron desde ayer y que nosotros los estamos celebrando con nuestro altar de muertos, ya sea afuera en nuestra ciudad, porque ahorita a lo mejor platicamos que en nuestro city tenemos nuestro altar de Día de Muertos, o en nuestras casas con sus comidas favoritas, prendiéndoles una vela, viendo sus fotos y recordando algo bonito de ellos. Así que hoy es un día bonito para celebrar a todos nuestros seres queridos, y tenemos con nosotros, y me enorgullece tener la presencia de un líder de nuestra comunidad de hace años, nuestro before chief, Roy Bermudez. Welcome to Santa Cruz County Public Media. It's an honor for us to join us here, a chief before, and today as city manager, and it's a pleasure. We love to congratulate you for all your hard work for 39 years of service, and we look forward for your service now as a city manager. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure for us to have you here, and welcome.
Muchas gracias, es un placer y un honor estar con ustedes ahorita.
Muchas gracias.
Y yo soy una persona que le tengo mucho amor y pasión, más importante que nada, a mi comunidad. Y es la razón que todavía estoy sirviendo al público. Y seguiríamos sirviendo al público. Y es un honor. Muchas gracias por la invitación otra vez. Y estoy dispuesto a platicar de lo que, para que sepan y me conozcan a mí, ¿no? ¿Quién soy yo y qué son mis planes? Y qué es lo que me motiva y por qué hago lo que hago, ¿no? Y otra vez, muchas gracias por la invitación.
Muchas gracias, señor Bermudez. Gracias a nuestro ahora nuevo City Manager de la Ciudad de Nogales. De verdad que es un orgullo porque sabemos los que lo conocemos, 39 años sirviendo a nuestra comunidad en su servicio como policía. Después lo vimos ascender como chief de la policía en nuestro querido Nogales, en nuestra ciudad de Nogales. Y ayer lo vimos por todo social media a jurar ahí en la ciudad de Nogales, hacer su juramento y recibir ahora su nuevo título de City Manager. Entonces, qué impresionante. Para mí fue bien bonito también. Yo siempre lo digo y siempre lo reitero, y yo creo que usted puede verlo también en nuestra comunidad. Muchas de las cosas se hacen con corazón y con mucho amor. Entonces, yo vi la gente en social media que no paraba de felicitarlo. It was like congratulations after congratulations and great job. And we're all like very excited to have you on this position, but we also want to know more about you. So let's start. We have about 30 seconds to answer a couple of questions. The first one will be favorite food.
Favorite food. Como buen nogalense, obviamente tienen que ser tacos.
Tacos.
I can consider myself a taco connoisseur. From pastor to carne asada, to tacos de cabeza, tacos de seso, tacos de ojo, tacos de todo, ¿no? Así nos criamos, como le digo. Soy de aquí en Nogales y nos criamos con esas comidas. Y
exacto.
Es mi comida favorita.
Muy bien. Blue or red?
Blue.
Si bike or run. Aquí tenemos a Zero Stress Movement, pero también que participa en las bicicletas, pero también Zero Stress Movement hace el maratón con cada año. Entonces, ¿qué sería su actividad favorita? ¿Correr bicicleta o correr
Bike.
Bike.
Actually, my wife and I have done the Tour of Tucson before, and we just, for whatever reason, we stopped biking because of other commitments that we had. But that's I want to get back into it. Yeah. And so yeah, that is I'd rather bike than run.
Then run. Awesome. And if you can say one word for all of our first responders, what will be?
Heroes.
Everything in one word.
Heroes.
Heroes. I agree.
Hands down, heroes.
Yes, I agree. Yes, to all of our first responders, we have also so much love for them. My husband, it's a captain in Nogales Fire, and I know all of them. What they do it with their heart. Same for police, so they're a true hero. So yes, I agree. And Mr. Bermudez, before we go to talk about the city manager position, I also would like to, I was an educator before and I still work for the schools, but for me, education, it's very important. And I know as when you start as a police, you go through a lot of certifications. You go through your certifications, through your academy, and to constant activities, constant work. But also, we want to know about education. What else did you do on your education that now you are a community leader? You are a leader for a lot of our children, for a lot of our community that sees you as a role model. Right. So if you can share with us a little bit about what you did through all these years along with your education, and now that you're in this position, how your education took you where you're at?
Well, obviously, for all these years, 39 years, I've been through a lot of classes, and I've learned a lot. However, back in, I believe it was 2008, 2009, in order to be a chief of police, you have to have a bachelor's degree, a minimum of a bachelor's degree. Yes. And I saw several chiefs from the Phoenix area come down here and be our chief. However, I also noticed that there is no vested interest in the community. They were here for a short time. And I was an assistant chief back then. I was an assistant chief for 10 years before I became chief. Okay. So I figured either I feel sorry for myself, I feel entitled, I stick my head in the sand and again feel sorry for myself, or I do something about it. So in 2012, I embarked on my formal education. And in 2015, at the age of 50 years old, so my point is that it's never too late.
Exactly.
I obtained my bachelor's degree. Amazing. And so a couple of years later after that, there was an opening. Our chief, one of the chiefs left, and I went through a process. Wow. And I was given the opportunity to be the chief of police. Besides that, I'm a graduate of Northwestern University School of Staff and Command, and I'm also a graduate of the prestigious FBI National Academy, Class 271, which I graduated in 2018. Wow. And so I'm glad to report that I'm enrolled into Grand Canyon University, and I'll be pursuing my master's degree in public administration starting in January. So. Again, I believe that education is a cornerstone of life, yes. And I'm trying to be the example for our youth to say that if you invest into your education, you invest into your community. Nogales has something to offer. Yes. And as a city manager, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but as a city manager, that's what I'm trying to bring back. Better jobs for our children, our youth that leave, because everybody that graduates high school, to include my kids, unfortunately, they go out, they go to college, and they stay in the Phoenix area, they stay away from Nogales because they're better paying jobs that require their education, and they want to invest in whatever they invested in money, financially as far as to education. So I'm trying to hopefully bring some businesses into town that our youth, our kids can leave and get their degrees and their education and come back and reinvest into their community. Yes. I think our community is very fertile. And we need to plant those seeds of education, of new ideas of progress, where Nogales can be the vision that we've always had. However, Nogales, to my knowledge, has never had a city manager, has been born and raised here. And with the education that and the knowledge of our town. So I think that those are my goals right now, to make sure that we strive, that we build a better environment, that we build a better working conditions for our employees, better environment, and embrace our tourism that comes into town. There's so many ideas that I mean, I just need to compartmentalize everything, because I just want to do everything at the same time. But we'll get there with hard work, and we're going to roll up our sleeves.
Yes.
And get to work.
I love it. I love it. And what an amazing background. Muchas felicidades por todo, porque ese background es también un significado de fuerza, de coraje, de orgullo, de decir, sí puedo, lo vamos a lograr, y no hay límite para tener una educación. Entonces, todo ese conocimiento que usted nos trajo aquí, y que es una persona, como dice, born and raised, nacido aquí y educado aquí, es con todo eso, con todos esos conocimientos, desde certificaciones con el FBI, desde un bachelor degree también, su carrera también terminada. Entonces, es una persona que conoce las necesidades de nuestro lugar, que conoce también esa fuerza de voluntad para uno saber lo que quiere, y esa determinación para decir, yo voy a lograr hacer no solamente un policía y no solamente un asistente de chief, voy a ser el chief y hasta llegar a convertirse en nuestro city manager. Así que con mucho orgullo lo recibimos, y con mucho orgullo estamos entusiasmadísimos de saber que usted está aquí. También encouraging all these young families, all this young community que dice, ok, pues quiero ser un first responder, o quiero ser a lo mejor una carrera corta, pero enseñarles que no es el límite ahí. Todavía debemos continuar nuestra educación, porque, como habla usted, nuestro condado, nuestra ciudad, va a ser en un momento un lugar donde la gente entre, llegue a hacer turismo y hacer toda esa economía que se va a desarrollar, y que lo está haciendo ya se está desarrollando, ya está pasando, gracias a líderes como ustedes. Entonces, yo también me gustaría, tenemos, como le comentaba, tenemos muchos seguidores, we have our young followers, and I think it's important for them to know what's a city manager. And, for me, the form kind of to explain was like, okay, maybe the city manager can be the middle part, right? Between the politics and between the things they have to get done around our city. You have a very big role, a very important role, pero si usted me comparte, entonces, ¿qué es para usted el significado y qué es usted su posición de city manager?
A city manager, that's a really good question. A city manager really manages the resources of the city, entire city, when it gets to sanitation, when it gets to water, when it gets to sewer, when it gets to anything that has to do with the city. However, my responsibility is to manage resources. However, the most important thing is to lead. I consider myself a great leader, because anybody can manage. But it takes a special person to lead and be followed when they don't have to follow you. And that's the motivation part that I'm very good at, right? Because I like to acknowledge every employee in the city, because I'm not the important part. I can just manage, I can lead. However, the important component of the city is every single employee that's out there, because without firemen, without police, without sanitation, without water workers, without mechanics, every single person in this city is what makes us who Nogales is. So that's a very important component, and I plan on acknowledging the importance of every single employee, because without the employee, I can't do my job. We can't reciprocate that service that our community expects. I have to manage expectations. And my goal, like as a chief of police, is I pride myself in managing expectations and not only meeting the expectations of the public, but exceeding them. And I can't, so I always welcome feedback as far as to what does Nogales want? What can we do better? What have we done in the past that they don't like? How can we work together for the common cause? And so that's my role as a city manager. Yes, I take care of the budget. Yes, I take care of personnel. However, those are part of the everyday tasks that I do. The important part is how do we manage, and most importantly, how do we lead our employees to provide the service that our community expects? And that's my job to make sure that it happens.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing that information, how important it is for everyone on our community, on our city, to get to know that part, and also to get to know how the steps will fall in, what roles do you take as a city manager. So with that being said, is there, between all the collaboration, because we see our city of Nogales, I think we're all proud to see the team. It's a great team. We have an amazing mayor, Mr. Jorge Maldonado, que le mandamos un saludo también. Pienso que siempre también es una persona con mucho corazón, que él quiere ver a su ciudad llegar, seguir adelante en todo, en eso mismo, en los jóvenes, en la economía, en el turismo. Entonces, along with, the city manager, the city council, we've seen a lot of movement in art. We've seen a lot of movement in education. So I know our city needs all these community leaders together to lead and to take us, somewhere where we can have stability on our economy and on our youngs to stay here, study, and lead our community also with degrees. So how do you plan to work as a team?
I have the good thing about my born and raised here and working so many years with community leaders is that I can tell you that every community leader, every organization, Chamber of Commerce, Port Authority, nonprofit organizations. I am the chairman for the local emergency planning committee. I'm the vice president for United Way. I'm very involved in my community. I'm a baseball coach. I'm a little league coach. Yes. I'm an assistant coach at Nogales High School. I always like to lead by example, really. And that's my connection is with our youth. Yes. Because we need to be the example for our youth. So that's what I plan on doing. I mean, we talked about, okay, what can we do downtown? Everybody has these plans. Everybody has these visions. Everybody talks about it. However, nobody has done anything about it. I'm glad to report that today at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to have our first downtown redevelopment committee meeting to plan as far as to what we're going to do. And it involves local residents, local businesses, business owners, to see what is your vision. And I think we all have the same vision. Maybe Cairns Park, put a little playground there, so when the families go there, the kids have something to do. I know they're gonna inaugurate and open a new restaurant there in Morley on Friday, tomorrow actually. Yeah. We're looking that hopefully that can lead to more businesses. Yes. I'm looking at grants for housing, not really for the city itself, however, to help residents find loans to be house owners, to buy their own house. How can I make Nogales better? How can I improve the quality of life for every resident, yes, right? While still making sure that we remain with our culture that we were born with and we're so proud of. Somos nogalenses todos. Y es lo que me da yo tengo mucha pasión en mi comunidad. Y como le digo, I poured my heart and soul into my community for the last 39 years, and I don't plan on stopping. I plan on keep going and making sure with the help of community members, residents, everybody involved is how do we make Nogales better?
Exacto.
And so that's my goal.
Sí, y lo hemos visto, es verdad, se me pasó mencionar eso, pero es cierto, tantos años en Little League, tantos años también sirviendo en Nogales High School, entonces sabemos que su pasión está en los jóvenes, en el deporte, en la seguridad, y ahora qué mejor tenerlo como city manager de nuestra ciudad, porque todo ese knowledge se juntó para el bien de todos nosotros, así que exacto, muchas gracias por todo eso conocimiento que nos está trayendo ahora en camino. Y entonces, ya sé, como usted mencionó ahora, Mr. Bermudez, que dice, tengo tantas listas, tantas cosas que quiero hacer todo a la vez, pero ¿qué podemos pensar nosotros en nuestra ciudad que es lo primero a lo mejor? Y yo sé que va a ser difícil como decir una lista de ideas, pero ¿qué es eso que lo trae por su cabeza de decir, sabes qué, a lo mejor esto va a ser un priority to start working with? Que hay algo así, y yo sé que va a ser difícil a lo mejor mencionarlo a nuestra comunidad para decirlo, pero algo que usted tenga en la mente, claro, sin ninguna promesa, pero porque sé que hay miles de cosas y miles de ideas, y su primer día fue hoy, bueno, ayer. Yeah. Pero ¿qué anda por su cabeza que dice, con esto me gustaría comenzar?
Hay miles de cosas, otra vez, que buena pregunta, hay miles de cosas que tengo que me corren por la cabeza diario, ¿no? Pero ahorita lo que pienso hacer es empezar, obviamente tenemos que empezar de un punto bajo, ¿no? Entonces, claro. I think the first thing is my vision is to bring businesses back to downtown, to bring our community, not really businesses in essence, right. Our community back downtown. Yes. You know, I grew up cuando había pescaditos todavía ahí en la placita, ¿no? Como todos lo conocen, la placita.
Sí, sí, sí.
Karen's Park.
Yes.
So my vision is to have maybe once a month, maybe even once a quarter, I don't know. I mean, I need to get together with the Chamber of Commerce. Right. I need to get together with different organizations to maybe have some food trucks there, maybe every third Saturday, or right. Have some music, somewhere where Nogales can say, you know, we're going to go down there and have a good time and reminisce, meet old friends, be with family. Right. Yes. There's so many things that we need to do. Bring businesses to Nogales. Right. Provide a better service. Mm-hmm. I think my goal is to open the lines of communication and collaboration with the city and its residents. Yes. Because we work for the residents. I mean, I'm a public servant. And I consider myself a public servant, and I always will be. But I need that feedback as far as to what does Nogales want to see. Right. Because it's not about me. It's about everybody's vision. It's about everybody's ideas. And together we can honestly get together and meet those goals and meet that vision. Right. But I can't do it by myself. Right. So I'm not territorial about my ideas. So any idea that anybody has, I mean, obviously, let's explore this and find out if it's possible. I know right now we're working on grants to find out, you know, infrastructure for businesses, mm-hmm. For parks. We've been complaining about parks for the longest time, but then again, sometimes that goes by the wayside and we forget what our priorities are. Right. We forget that, again, we want to keep our youth here. Yes. We want to bring tournaments. We want to bring soccer tournaments, basketball tournaments, baseball tournaments into Nogales. Yes. And keep on doing that. I mean, awesome. I think the sky's the limit when it comes to that. So if you're asking me as far as to one thing, I mean, it's just an array of things that I'm just excited to be here. Yes. I'm just excited to be part of that, one of the main decision makers as far as to where we take this town. Yes. You know, I've been with a city my entire adult life. Yes. You know, I didn't have the luxury to go to college, but I did my college. I couldn't go physically. Right. You know, after I got my bachelor's, I can tell you that my strength and my weakness are the same thing. Mm-hmm. That I don't settle. Mm-hmm. I don't settle. When I got my bachelor's, I said, what's next? So I enrolled in ASU, and took me a year and a half to become a certified public manager. Awesome. And I mean, I'm keeping going, and I want to make sure that our youth in our community understands that education is a corner of life.
Yes.
Right? And right now is just something that we need to do in order to get ahead, and most importantly, bring that education back into Nogales so it can strive and it can progress.
Yes, I love it. And Mr. Bermudez, thank you. Yes, thank you for those words. Very, very strong for our community, for our young community too. But also you mentioned something about feedback. Where can we share our feedback about the city of Nogales? And then also, how can we do it? Because I know sometimes, it's easier for us to think, for example, like, oh, okay, yes, we would love to have Morley Avenue full. I would love to have that. Our studio, it's right here. But then does the feedback have to be submitted in like a specific way? Like, let's say, yes, but what do you think? Yes, this is your feedback, but what plan do you have? Or what do you see? Or, that way, like, for example, our community just doesn't submit all the same feedback, like, okay, let's remake our parks, but with some specifics, like, or are there any specific for submission of like feedback, and where can they add these feedbacks, like our community, like email, any other platform, calls?
That one of the things with the police department that I've been really successful with is outreach. We had a program that I came up with that I brought to Nogales. I didn't come up with it. I brought to Nogales called Coffee with a Cop.
Yes,
and we go out there and everybody's invited to talk about anything, And the main thing that I did that is to get the feedback from the community is like, what do you want to see? How can we improve our police department? How can we improve our city? I can tell you that's not going to end there. I plan on having several town hall meetings to get some feedback from different parts of geographically, the south side of Nogales, the east side, the west side, north side, and for me to be accessible to everybody, not expect everybody to come to me, but I'll come to everybody because that's the person that I am. So then they can give me their ideas, and so that's one of the things. Town hall meetings, and absolutely take the mayor with me. And make sure that we're listening to our community, and most importantly, that we're managing those expectations that they have of city government.
Thank you. Thank you for being that person that goes out and reach out our community. Lo hemos visto mucho con Coffee with the Cops. La gente lo disfruta y disfruta ir también allá y saber y conocer a nuestros first responders y al final conocerlos también como personas. Se abre muchas oportunidades entre la comunidad y entre la policía. Así que muchas gracias por esas oportunidades. Qué buenas ideas también de los town hall, los meetings, para que la comunidad vaya, hable o sentarnos a uno y escuchar y entenderlo, porque a lo mejor no hemos tenido la oportunidad de sentarnos en uno y decir, ¿qué es un town hall meeting? ¿Qué es cuando se sientan y platican sobre todo lo de la ciudad de Nogales? Entonces, extender la invitación, porque a lo mejor sí, muchas personas de nuestra comunidad no hemos ido y no hemos visto y no conocemos esa parte. Entonces, decirles, vengan a sentarse, escúchenos, y de allí vamos a empezar a seguir moviendo todas esas ideas, pero pienso que es muy importante todos nosotros de la ciudad de Nogales sentarnos at least en un meeting con la ciudad, solamente como observadores y ver qué es lo que está pasando, de ahí conocer y hacer el movimiento y unirnos junto con todos, porque a la misma vez todos queremos un Nogales successful y pienso que tenemos a las autoridades perfectas, así que solamente es hacer join the community, join the committees, and join ese liderazgo que está saliendo aquí. Muchas gracias por su tiempo. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your outreach outside, for your education, for your leadership. Because again, we're proud and we cannot wait to see all the movement that you're creating with this new position. thank you for serving for 39 years. I appreciate it. As a wife of a first responder, I know the heart and soul that you guys put into it. So thank you. Muy merecido homenaje, muy merecido retirement. Y felicidades por su nuevo trabajo. Va a ser un journey lleno de satisfacciones. Tiene un Nogales que lo respalda y tiene a su comunidad aquí que planea lo mismo, seguir adelante por nuestro Nogales. I'm not sure, Mr. Bermudez, if you would like to end with something before I end with something else.
Okay. Well, one of the things I just want to thank you for inviting me here. I think we need to have, this is a great program that you have. When I talk about redevelopment of downtown, I mean, your studio is downtown, and that's what I want to redevelop, is make sure that we bring our community down here.
Yes.
Again, I'm open, I'm a public servant. And I'm not a politician. There's no political agendas behind me.
Right.
What you see is what you get. I've been with the city again for the last 39 years. I intend to keep on being a public servant. I'm at your disposal. I'm here for the community. I'm here to exceed expectations, not only manage but exceed. But I can't do that without the help and the feedback from everybody.
Exactly.
What do you want to see?
Right.
And how can you help me help you? That's really what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm so excited right now. Sometimes I'm speechless as far as to my plans. I think my words don't catch up to my mind as far as to what I want to do and what I foresee in the future. But I'm really excited, and I plan on continuing to work with the community. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully you'll invite me again, and I can update you on what we've done.
Anything.
And where we're going.
Yes, we will love that. And yes, of course, you have our studio open every month if you would like to update every 2 months, anytime. But yeah, I think it's very important from all our community, from our community, our students, our leaders, just to get to know like what's happening over there, like any invitations for any council meetings, for anything, for any other meeting, for any coffee with the cops, for, I'm sure you will be around, so we would love to receive, to have you or any other member of the city of Nogales to update us. I think it's important for all of our citizens, because I think at the same time we're all looking forward to have our community with development of art, education, economy, everything at the same time. And I think it is possible. It is happening right now, and we can get it done. And we're just as excited as you are, because we have you here. And thank you for coming. But before you leave, one word for all of our students that are about to finish their senior year, and they still don't know where they're going for the university, if they're going, or what are they going to do after they leave. Anything that it can pass to them.
I think we always ask our youth is, what do you want to do when you graduate from high school? But I think the most important question would be is, who do you want to be? Because that takes you farther than that. I can tell you that from personal experience that high school is great. You need a high school diploma. However, high school does not define who you will be in the future. And I'm a perfect example of that. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I was going to be sitting here having the honor of being interviewed as a city manager. So that is great. I mean, the thing is that the sky's the limit, and the only thing that's going to stop the youth, that's going to stop you from doing whatever you want, is yourself. We are our biggest roadblocks, and so reach for the stars, and we'll see you back here in Nogales after you get your degree and reinvest into our community.
Yes, definitely. And now, Mr. Bermudez, we have and Border Connections, every time that a community leader leaves our studio, I like for them to take like a homework or commitment for them. So there's a couple of papers that have like a little community outreach. So this will help you to see what you get, and it's the support that you're gonna provide whenever you have chance of. So we make it during our program. That way you can open it, see it, and you know, it's very doable. It's just, again, community outreach, but we don't know what you're gonna get, so. Let's see.
It says, buy a book from a local author in your area.
And I did, and that happened randomly.
Are they all the same?
They're not. But yeah, we have a couple of local authors around your area. I'm one of them. I'm a bilingual children's book author about to release mine. So.
Awesome. And you're a perfect example. You know, one of the things that I always tell my own kids and everybody that listens to me is that, you know, that comfort does not promote growth.
Exactly.
Is if we're comfortable where we're at, then we're not growing.
Exactly.
And growth does not promote comfort.
Exactly.
So those are the words that I live by and I continue. And this is a perfect example.
Awesome.
I mean, you as a bilingual author and
Yes.
writing a book and everything, it just,
Yes.
it's awesome.
Yes.
And working with you and working with everybody, we can reach the goals that we always
Yes.
intended for Nogales.
Yes. Thank you. Y no todos son diferentes. Caro puede ser testigo, fue randomly. Pero le quiero dar las gracias, le quiero dar también las felicitaciones otra vez. Y gracias por estar con nosotros. Tiene las puertas de su estudio abiertas cada vez que quiera venir. Y le deseamos lo mejor. Y no se lo deseamos, sabemos que va a ser un gran líder para nosotros. Tenerlo como city manager para nosotros es un honor. Thank you for all you did, and thank you for all you're doing right now. Congratulations again, and thank you for being here.
Con el apoyo de ustedes todo se puede hacer.
Así
Muchísimas
es.
gracias.
Muchas gracias, y nos vemos pronto para otro programa de Border Connections. Hasta luego y muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.